So I've had the longest summer, and it feels like it's still summertime. Not because of the weather, but because of the things that I've been through this summer. My dad passed away in July, and grief is it's a truly like an amazing emotion because you don't know what grief is like until you experience it, and everyone experiences it completely differently. I mean, completely differently. And all of those times that you listen to someone tell you how grief would be, and or you listen to someone else's grief, it's just not the same. It's just not the same until you experience it in your own way. So for me, grief. When my father passed, I just felt like I woke up, and I felt like I felt fortified, and I felt stronger. Um, I felt like the only way that I could stay connected to him was to be myself. And that's not something that I was not doing before. It's just that I wasn't living fully. I think that I was scared to live. And when he passed, and watching his life as his daughter, and the way that he carried himself, and the way that he treated other people, the way that he used words and love, and his connectedness to everyone that he knew, um, it just inspired me to go live my wonderful life. And I'm so much gratitude to him. So to feel sad that he wasn't here anymore, I mean, yeah, of course. But there's something deeper here for me because of um, my father was all of his life just like a seeker of the higher self. And that really was very, very beautifully bestowed upon me. And when we were kids, I mean, like, he was just so present and conscious. And so I began to experience life from that perspective for the most part. And I experienced feelings of connectedness and feelings of awakenedness and seeing the world around me. Like, I don't want to get too deep into this train of thought. I just want to make the point that when you're paying attention to life and you're not letting life wash over you, that when someone's life ends, or at least ends the way that you understand it, that it's a different experience. At least that was what it was for me. So, so when he passed, I just noticed how I didn't feel this sense of emptiness. Like, I really felt full. And I didn't feel like he was gone. I still don't feel like he's gone. I started to say to myself, I would hear myself telling someone, my father died, and feel like the word died is not the right word. It's not the right word to describe what's really happened, at least from this other part of me that's still experiencing him. So I just let that lay gently in my heart that I'm not going to use the right words, that we don't know the right words. And it just had this sense of our experience here in these bodies as humans is a limited experience. Like, there's so much more out there than we're even able to see. And that's for people who are paying attention. So, I can imagine what it's like to not be present and not be paying attention and just be, on auto mode or automated, where you're going to work every day and taking the kids here, or, cooking dinner and just taking care of, this checklist of things that you have to do in order to have this like great life. And and not getting to experience like all the other layers that are so present and there all the time. So with his passing, it's like I woke up to all of this other life that there is to live, and I feel so strongly that there really is more, and that there is no death. That when you die, that's just a body. That's just the vessel that you've been in for however long that you've been alive, falling away. And then you're free to take your experiences here onto, what the next journey is, the next step along the path. And I don't know what that is. I don't believe that we can know what it is. I don't think that our existence in this body is for one purpose, and we're not supposed to have an understanding completely about the other. All we can do is really strengthen, that part of us that is not the body, and connect with that. This, people use all different kinds of terminology, and that's kind of like why I wanted to make this video and maybe other videos, but to kind of like correct some of the language and talk more about what it is that this subliminal content that we all are exposed to, and even the words that we use, like third eye, or sixth sense, or soul and spirit. What are these things? I can say that there are principles that have been taught, quietly, amongst people who are interested. And they call those people seekers, people who are seeking more. My father definitely was one of those. And as one of his children, he inspired me to do the same. He always played in this way that was, it always exposed the mystery of it all. And it always exposed, aha, there's something else there. And as a kid, it was exciting because you could believe in fantasy, you could believe in magic, you could believe in unicorns. Because the truth is that if all of us collectively could pay that much attention to something, we could see this thing. That's the mystery of Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster, that this collective of people put this energy into seeing something that the rest of us who didn't participate in that didn't see. So I just want to continue to talk along this path because I feel that it is very awakening. And in the time and space that we have here to live and have children and thrive in this life cycle, as human beings, that especially in this day and time when life is so heavy and there's so much, sadness out there and, confusion. Like we live amongst, seemingly people who are so asleep they appear to us as idiots. And we're being governed by people who also, who knows what their agenda is. And that can all feel so heavy and sad and anxious and depressing that I just want to speak from my heart. And my heart is someone who's coming from a place of depression and anxiety and, fear of living, to show you and testify that I watched somebody live their life and I watched their life end. And because of the way that they lived their life, it inspired me and really showed me that there's so many more layers of life to live. And what is so powerful and so exciting, I know I'm crying, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited because I watched someone die. I watched their life end, and there's so much. Mine isn't ending yet, and neither is yours. And there's so much more life for us to go live. Like, let's go do that. let's figure out more and more ways to go and live our lives and find the things that are truly meant for us, like hope and faith and love, lots of love. I can tell you now that the clearest path to that forward is gratitude, and that will be my focus, because gratitude has always been, it's always been like a light in the darkness for me. Just by finding things to be grateful for, I've seen my way through so many things. So, at conclusion, stay tuned. This is the kind of nitty-gritty stuff I want to talk about, and if you're into it, let's do it. All right? Take care. Bye.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to subscribe. You can find me on Instagram at Yelena Who Kitchen, and Yelena Who Art. Take care. Bye.